My name is Mohammad Umar Hashmi, and as you already know from our previous videos, we are talking about affordable and clean energy, which is the UN Sustainability Goal 7. And me specifically in this video, I'll talk about what us as engineers are doing to basically help you guys get to the vision of the UN and to achieve affordable and clean energy henceforth. So, a little background just so you guys know a little bit more about the issue and the things surrounding it. So in 2016, according to actually, I will just show my sources first. So these are the three sources that we have. The first is a video by introduction to by a video by Revival Toolbox. The video was titled "Introduction to Distributed Renewable Electricity Supply for Rural Areas." The second was an article by this author. It basically was a case study on the use of biomass and other related sources of energy for fuel and electricity generation. And the third was a PDF by a group of students who did some research on the UN's SDGs specifically to Malaysia. So yeah, according to the YouTube video that I use as a citation, around 1 million people still didn't have electricity in 2016, and about 84% of those people were from rural areas like you people basically. So you guys are the major affectees of this issue. But according to the latest reports, the amount is like almost cut to half now. So things are being done and improvements are being actually made to eradicate electricity outages and electricity shortages in both rural and urban areas. Just so you guys know a bit about why it's taking so much time, it's just because of the issues with terrain, the rugged landscape, and the high investment cost and low demand. Since the population is like very spread apart in rural areas, and since like infrastructure is not really that developed, so the investment cost is always really high for the government to do anything. So this is a table or a graph actually that depicts the usages of like different types of fuels or sources for electricity generation. Um, the ones in green, red, and yellow, they are respectively crude oil, natural gas, and coal. While the other ones are like more renewable energy sources, and as we can see, like the three non-renewable ones are like rapidly increasing their demand, while the renewable ones are like constantly steadily the same, which really shows like our dependence on non-renewable energy is like really increasing. And just for more clarity, this graph is for Malaysia specifically and not the entire world. So yeah, let's just a bit more of the engineering insights. So us as engineers, and according to the video as well, we think like the best solution to solving the electricity shortages or unavailability in rural areas is distributed renewable energy systems, which are small scale to medium scale depending on the demand. Systems that power the neighborhood. They can be powered using hydropower or wind power or biomass, and they uses transformers and cables to distribute the energy evenly and by need to all the people in the community. And battery backups are kept just as a precautionary measure if you always need a rain check. So batteries could be used to store that power in case of need. For example, nighttime solar panels won't work if it's a very dry season. There won't be as much wind, so you guys can use the electricity that's stored in the batteries as a backup. Some hindrances. I talked about hindrances like a bit earlier as well, but more in detail. So the primary issue is again policy making and policy uncertainties. As governments change, the policies also change, and ongoing projects and works get hindered and delayed more. And then lack of financial resources as well. Again, like not enough finances or resources are available to these local governments that they could fund and finance these kinds of projects. And so The third point, education to practice, it's kind of a motto I took from the case study on Malaysia. So basically, the first part to like achieving this solution or this goal of us would be education, and then practice. So educating you guys, this is what we are doing right now. Just telling you guys the normal practices and what will lead to a healthy and safe environment to generate electricity, and what could be beneficial and positive practices that people in the rural areas can do to save energy and produce more energy and just utilize their energy to the fullest. So education to practice, yeah, it's a very important step. First to educate the rural area population, and then to have them practice those solutions. And then side effects, I talked about it this a little earlier as well. So the case study about Africa and the use of biomass as fuel to generate electricity, it has its negative impacts as well. As by burning biomass, dangerous hazardous gases are produced, which cause respiratory issues and skin and lung issues, which obviously are of no good. So like even like renewable energy production also has its negative impacts. Even making hydropower dams also cause say, soil erosion, and they endanger the marine life as well. Solar panels, like they cause deforestation because they take up a lot of space. So even like renewable energy sources also cause some negative impacts that are always not taken into account. And these are like some of the consequences of not having clean and renewable energy in rural areas, that people have to carry water for miles and miles, so they can use it for their daily lives. So basically, like not having like clean and pure energy also have negative impacts on other areas as well. For example, like water, and then hygiene example, for example, and then education. If females are required to get water from the nearby water sources, they obviously can't get education and they can't attend school. So it has its negative impacts in other areas as well, which are like all a chain reaction to not having clean and pure energy. Again, this is my citations, and yeah.